We did it. We absolutely did it. Huh?
I got your message. Did what?
Did what? Oh, please. You were looking at two very proud people who have just had their Seismosaurus accepted at the famous Los Angeles Museum of Science and Natural History.
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations, sweetheart. Oh, and to you, too.
Thank you. Listen, are you going to join us? We are about to go out, hit the road, and paint the town red.
Oh, well, now, this is something you two have shared from the beginning. I don't want to.
Of course not. No, come on. Jane and I both want you to join us in the celebration. Right, Jane? Huh?
Sure. That's
there.
what I want to do.
Well, that's settling. Listen, why don't I go and put on something that is more befitting a not quite celebrity, huh?
Jane, if you feel like I'm butting in,
frankly, I do.
You know, but it wasn't my idea.
Lionel is a kind and considerate man. He wouldn't want anyone to feel left out. That's just the way he is.
Would you like me to make an excuse not to go?
Yes. I mean, I know it might seem a little selfish, but Lionel and I have been working on this together for a long time, and I guess I just don't want to share him with anybody right now.
Now, I'm perfectly content not to go along this evening. But if I'm not mistaken, that is not your entire reason for wanting me to bow out.
Okay, all right. I want you to stay away from Lionel. He's very upset over Augusta right now, and the last thing he needs is to find solace with someone like you.
So you are putting yourself in charge of Lionel's happiness.
When were you going to tell him about your relationship with C.C. Capwell?
Lionel is aware I once knew C.C.
Does he know how well?
No, and neither do you.
I can take a very educated guess.
Jane, why are you bullying me?
You have had weeks to tell him about it. What are you waiting for? For him to fall in love with you? That way it'll really hurt when he finds out about your affair with Mr. Capwell.
You believe that I am so malicious that I would intentionally hurt a man as sweet as Lionel?
No, I don't think you're malicious. I think you even have the best intentions. But when have your good intentions ever come to pass? Ever? Take a little stock in yourself, Mother.
Jane, sometimes you are very hard to take.
You know, I shouldn't even be the one to tell you about this, but who else will? Why do you think you've been such a moving target all these years? Because you couldn't stand still long enough to survey the wreckage around you, caused by you, and always in the name of love.
Jane, I have loved you.
God help me, I do feel sorry for you. And I wish things had been different between us.
Well, so do I, but can't they be?
I will not let my guard down to be the next victim, just like my father and every man who followed after him.
Jane, that is not true. I loved your father as much as a woman can love it. You talk about love, and all you think of is hurt and pain, John, and that's not what it is.
All I know is what I've learned. Excuse me, I ready?
Lionel, I'm afraid I'm going to have to decline your invitation for tonight, but thank you for thinking of me.
Caroline.
No, you two have a nice evening.
Oh, no, Ted, quick, over here.
What is it?
It's Mason.
Mason! Are you all right?
Oh, he was unconscious.
There's someone here, gunshot. The videotape.
What?
It's gone. Did you see a videotape here?
No, there wasn't a tape.
Gina.
Wait a minute. Gina was here?
Yeah, she was here. She was lying right here.
What?
Mason, we were down at the yacht and we heard something that sounded like a gunshot.
Mason, is Gina all right?
She was the one who was shot.
Oh.
I had come here and I heard a gunshot. And then I walked over and I found Gina lying right here. There was blood. And then I looked, the tape was right here.
And then what happened? You hit over the head?
Yeah. That must have been by the person who took the tape. The same person who killed Gina.
Oh, wait a minute. If she was dead, then she didn't just walk away.
Well, obviously, whoever shot her disposed of the body.
No, she can't be dead.
Over here. Look at the... Oh.
What?
Oh. Obviously, somebody dragged her away from the scene.
No. No, please. We've got to call the police, please.
Right.
No, Ted.
What?
Ted, there were at least 3 other people here, maybe more, when that gun went off.
What?
So, what do you want to bet? That every one of them knew that Gina was here and wanted that videotape?
Only one of them got the tape.
Yeah. That tape clears our sister of murder. So who do you think had the most reason for wanting it?
So what are you waiting for? Please call the police.
Wait a minute. You're saying somebody in our family, mom or dad, has something to do with all of this?
Well, there were at least 2 other people here that I know of. One of them was Lily. That's who Gina came to meet.
Lily wouldn't have done it.
Wait a minute.
Lily's her daughter.
This here, wait a second. You're saying that... Who's the other person?
I saw Keith Timmons' car driving away. His relationship with Gina was stormy, if nothing else.
You think Keith Timmons might have killed her?
I'm just speculating.
Can we please get some help?
No, Haley, listen. I don't want to stand in the way of justice. I mean, I am the district attorney, after all. But if you and Ted can help me with this and keep this confidential for just a little while, I think I can solve this murder, if in fact there was one, very quickly. Now, the motive is very clear. What we have to determine is who among the aforenamed people is capable of murdering Gina,
right.
if it's any of the
Okay, what can we do?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Lily will go back to Gina's motel room. I'd like for you to go check that out and keep her there. I think I can gather up the rest of the suspects.
Mason, you promised me that you will call the police after
As soon as we know anything definite, Haley, you have my word.
All right, let's go.
Hello?
Brandon.
Hi, Mason.
Is there anyone around?
No, Rose is upstairs.
Good.
Listen, Brandon, do you remember the game that Lionel taught you? The one where you watched very carefully and then tell what you saw?
You mean the greatest game? Like him in that book?
That's it. Brandon, I want you to play that game for me tonight. Do you have your watch on?
Yes.
Good. What time is it?
1 minute after 8.
Very good.
Good. Listen, I want you to get some paper and a pencil and write down the exact time everyone gets home. Write down whatever they do when they get there. You know, how they look and all that. You got it?
You mean like a secret agent?
Exactly. Just like Kim. Now, Dad and Sophia should be there any minute. You think you can handle this one?
Yeah, it'll be neat. Over and out.
Oh, Brendan, what are you doing?
Playing a game. What happened to your hand?
Oh, fooling around with my car, that's all. You better not get wrapped up in anything. Getting late. Okay.
Daddy wiped blood off his hand.
I was just looking in here for a letter opener. It seems like there's a lot of mail all of a sudden. I wonder if any of it's for me. How did it go at the beach?
What?
Did you see Lily? So you didn't get the tape?
No, I got to the beach bar, but there's no sign of her. Here's your letter opener.
What happened to your hand?
Nothing. I just cut out some glass, that's all. This is what you wanted, wasn't it?
No. No, I'm going to work on this mail tomorrow.
Sophia, where did you go?
I told you that I couldn't stand waiting around. I went for a walk.
Your lights were on in the car. The engine was warm.
Well, darling, I took the car out. The fog's so heavy that I couldn't hardly get off the ground. So I brought it back and...
You went for a walk.
Yes. I'm going to get you some iodine and Band-Aid for that hand.
Somebody was definitely here. The lock's not broken. Yes, Lily was definitely here. You know, who else would have a key, though? I mean, and was she here looking for the tape?
Well, no, I mean, that proves that she didn't do it because whoever shot Gina would have taken the tape.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Keith Timmons, he could have had a key, okay? I mean, he could have come over here to find Lily to get the tape from her.
Interesting theory, kiddies, but wrong. So you two not-so-innocent lovers have become sleuths to solve Auntie's murder, have you?
Don't say that.
But you were definitely there, weren't you?
Let me explain something, honey. It doesn't take Agatha Christie to figure that the villain comes from one of your in-laws. The Capwells.
Uncle Mason's rubbing his head, has some blood on his hands.
Brandon, you can stop playing now. What have you got?
Well, Rosa came in and took the trash out at 8:14.
That's good. Who else came and went after that?
Sophia arrived at 2 minutes after 8, and then Dad came in 1 minute later. Sophia had mud on her shoes. Daddy had a cut on his hand.
Very good.
You think I'd make a good secret agent?
There's no question about it. I tell you what, how about tomorrow we go for a long horseback ride, just the two of us?
Great.
I think it's time for you to head upstairs, my man.
Oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
Good night, Dad.
Good night.
See you tomorrow, Mason.
You bet.
So, did you find Lily?
Did you?
Regrettably, no.
Oh, come on, Dad. I know you were having her followed. Did you see me at the beach bar?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Mason.
I've been keeping track, Dad, and the cast of players is getting formidable. You, Sophia, Lily, Keith, maybe even Santana.
They were all there?
That's right. I assume you'd be in better spirits if you had gotten the tape.
Did you get it?
No. There's no question in my mind as to who has it now.
Who?
The person who murdered Gina.
Gina. Murdered?
As near as I can figure it, the wicked witch is dead.
Shall we make a toast?
We could.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Jane, why did you discourage your mother from coming with us?
Did she tell you that?
No, but I'm not dense.
You're angry.
That depends.
You really wanted her to come, didn't you?
Why else would I ask her?
Lionel, there are some things I have to tell you about my mother.
Wait. Between the two of you, I've been told all I want to know.
If that were true, you wouldn't be so taken with her. Trust me, I've had to live with it. I mean, even after she sent me off to school, whenever I came home on holiday break, there'd either be a new uncle waiting for me or she'd be gone. And then I'd have to get to know the new uncle. And they were nice, yes, but they didn't last long, maybe a couple of years. She always left them.
Even if I were taken with her, that would have to be my business, wouldn't it?
She'd do the same thing to you. If you let her into your life, she's going to end up making you feel it just as badly as you did when Augusta walked out.
Jane, I know that you've been hurt by your mother in the past. But it is the past. And that was you. Maybe if I'd done some of the same things, if you knew about the mistakes that I've made in my life, you'd hate me too.
I'd never hate you.
Because you know me as I am now. Maybe if you gave your mother a chance, got to know her as she is now, maybe you wouldn't give up on her. I'm very thankful that my kids didn't give up on me.
I think that you've been so wounded by Augusta that you can't tell the difference between a woman batting her eyes at you and a woman who truly cares for you.
I thought we had an understanding about that.
You told me you couldn't be close to anyone right now, that it was too soon. Or was that just for my benefit?
Of course not.
And what am I doing that is so terrible? Look, I'm just taking you at your word. She doesn't understand you like I do, and so I'm just trying to protect you.
You know something, Jane? I have never condescended to you. I've never patronized you, right? Don't do it to me. I'm not a babe in the woods. I don't need protecting.
Don't be so sure. My mother has lied to you from the beginning. Has she told you about the different men she's been involved with?
I wouldn't want to know.
I think you might change your mind about that when you find out that at one time she was with...
I wonder if they got what they came for.
What's your stake in this? Were you after that tape? Huh?
Oh, come on, who wasn't? I get the tape, I get my job back as district attorney, I get Cruz Castillo fired. Damn it, I should have gotten here sooner.
Maybe you did.
You should learn to think before you speak, Preppy. Would I be standing here if I bumped Gina off?
Yeah, maybe. If Lily got away with the tape.
You are spitting in the wind. One of the things that kept me from getting my hands on the tape was chasing your mummy's car around. What was a rush, do you think? Any thoughts on that? No, I didn't think so.
Wait. You're not leaving, okay? We're going to my parents' house, and we're going to figure this thing out.
Ease up, Dudley. That's just where I was headed. And save your tears. Probably the only ones that Gina gets.
And I suppose you cut your hand watching television.
I had a problem with my car, damn it, Mason. I don't like the tone of this.
Those footprints look to be about the same size as Sophia's.
All right, I want you out of the house. Get out now.
What's wrong?
Oh, speak of the devil, Sophia, it looks like you have changed your shoes.
Mason!
What's going on?
Well, I have some news for you, Sophia. At least it may be news for you. It appears that Gina has been murdered.
I don't believe you.
Well, it's still hypothetical. I saw the body, but then it disappeared. I came by to check some other hypotheses.
Why here?
It seemed the logical stop.
Why?
I suppose you weren't at the beach bar tonight?
Mason, she has nothing to say to you, and if Gina is dead, Sophia had nothing to do with it.
How can you be so sure of that, Dad?
Oh, you are something else. You're really incredible. You know, you can walk in here and accuse your father of murder without the slightest hint of emotion.
And don't accuse your father of anything. He was here with me all night.
The two of you might as well stop trying to protect each other. You wouldn't stand up 5 minutes under cross-examination. Besides, I've already placed both of you at the scene of the crime.
Where are you going now?
You might as well tell Rosa to put some coffee on. Nobody's going to sleep tonight until I find out who the guilty party, or parties, are. And the Lord said, let there be light.
Mason. About locking you in the bookcase.
You've had a busy night tonight, haven't you, Lily? You still have the tape?
Now how would I get the tape, Mason? You're talking nonsense.
I know you had the tape. I know that Gina wanted it back, and now Gina very possibly is dead. Add it up, Lily.
Dead? No, she can't be. My mother can't be dead.
Oh, save the histrionics for the judge.
You can't take me to the police, Mason. I have done nothing wrong.
Relax. I'm taking you back to my father. The other suspects should be rounded up by now. Good thing we have a room big enough to hold them all. And if it turns out that by some chance you didn't shoot Gina, you just might have a good time tonight after all.
You're enjoying this, Mason. You're sick.
All this time together and you're just noticing. Shall we?
I cannot tell you how happy I am that you joined us. How's the champagne, all right?
Oh, it's lovely. Of course, I'm not very worldly about these things.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm very glad you joined us, too.
Really?
Yes, I thought you might be willing to answer some questions for Lionel.
You know, Augusta and I first drank this when we dined at the Tour d'Argent in Paris.
Did you and Augusta travel often?
Frequently. Oh, yeah. She knew everything there was to know about, Paris and Rome, and spoke both Italian and French almost flawlessly. We, last year, we went to a particularly chic French restaurant, and the maitre d' was not very hospitable when I first spoke. So she cut that sucker dead with one line.
In French?
Yeah. She was amazing. She could use that language as a beautiful weapon or as a seductive advantage.
Yeah, I think articulate people are such a pleasure, don't you?
Stop it.
Stop what?
You know what you're doing.
Well, I'm listening to Lionel.
James.
I am sorry, but this is her oldest technique. She finds out what a man likes, and then she tries to become it, you'll say.
Jan, I can't believe
And
you
is sitting here being set up for it. It's like you're blind or something. Sorry. She can be here.
Jane, come. How do we put a stop to this?
I would go after her, but I wouldn't know what to say. She's at least half right.
Caroline.
A child does not invent these kind of things unless there is some truth to them. Now, she calls it a technique. Now, I never thought of it that way. I thought it was just how you got to know somebody. She makes it sound vile and calculating.
Hey, would you give me a little credit? You think I don't know when somebody's using a technique on me?
How can you be sure when I'm not even sure myself? Maybe I can't even control it anymore.
Now listen, you. She is undermining your confidence. Don't let her do it.
Well, I don't want to. I want to believe it's different with you. I truly do. Excuse me.
I suppose if we looked at it coldly, a lot of problems could be solved by Gina's death.
Well, the person who did it is going to be facing much more serious problems.
Oh, that's very true, darling. It's very true. Mason's an extremely capable lawyer. He's also ambitious. He'd gain a lot of attention by prosecuting this case. He'd go right for the truth.
Even if he doesn't, we both know he's capable of twisting the facts to make hell for anyone who was at the beach tonight.
That includes you, Sophia. Darling, I've got to ask you this. You weren't putting that gun back.
No. I didn't touch it. But I was at the beach bar, and when I heard the shot, all I could think about driving back was that gun and whether or not... Well, it was there. It hadn't been moved.
That's why I went to the study, too.
Then you were there. Then you heard the shot.
First, I was relieved when I saw the gun in the drawer, but then I realized there's a lot of guns around.
The whole gun collection and the revolver in your car.
Evening, folks. Bet you're surprised to see me.
Ted, you and Hallie excuse us for a minute, please.
Well, wait. Dad, we already know what's going on. I mean, Haley and I were down at the yacht and we heard the gunshot. I mean, we're the ones who found Mason.
Either of you see Gina's body?
No, we didn't. It was only Mason. We did see some blood stains and as if a body...
She's the sole mourner. Let me assure you, Gina is dead. I heard the shot and...
And what?
Let me get one thing straight here, all right? I know how you people operate. You find a dummy to take the rap for every capital transgression. Let me assure you I'm not going to be that dummy.
Haley, I am so sorry you're going through this.
Oh, you're not. None of you are sorry. In fact, you're glad that Gina's dead so you can just get that tape that she had. That's all that's important to you.
Haley, your aunt never learned not to push people too far.
Oh, I wish I had a recording of that. Cece, you just narrowed down the field to you and your ex-wife, or should I say your fiancé, now that your other fiancé's a stiff.
Why don't you shut up, Simmons? All right, just shut your mouth.
Gina had a lot of enemies that aren't even in this room, including you.
You're right there. It seems to me Santana attacked Gina in this room not only a few days ago. And then there's the ex-teenage miracle worker. Maybe she just took a chip off the old block, huh?
Has anyone found Lily yet?
Just hope that whoever did it brings the tape back to us so we can get Kelly back home. That's all I care about.
Shame on you, Cece. The body isn't even cold.
Keith, I'm glad you're here. Save me the trouble of rounding you up.
Rounding me up for what?
Fleeing the scene of a murder. I saw your car driving away.
Oh, no. Mine was the pursuing vehicle. The fleeing vehicle belonged to your, stepmother. Or what is it that you call her now?
May I suggest we retire to the study where it's a little more private?
Mason, you have promised me you would call the police.
And I will, Haley. Rest assured I'm doing this for Gina.
You actually said, with a straight face, you say that?
I can say a lot of things with a straight face when I'm talking about first-degree murder, which can still carry the death penalty in this state. Now, shall we go?
Glutton for punishment.
Well, apparently it runs in the family.
I said I was sorry.
No one is saying you were wrong. I'm not here to deny anything. Maybe if I were smart and strong as you are, I'd gone about getting the necessities of life in a different way, but I was very young when your father left me. All I knew was that I had a responsibility to survive for both of us.
Why did my father leave?
Well, please, would you just give me an opening? Can't you see I'm trying to change? I know you may think I'm talking about Lionel. I'm not. I'm talking about you and me. Since your father left, we have spent our entire lives trying to avoid one another. Well, I am here. And I'm not going away this time. So just tell me what you want from me to make it all right. I'll do anything.
What I want?
Yes.
Well, let's see. I want you there for my 13th birthday. I want you there when I come home from my first date so we can talk about it at the kitchen table. I want you there after my first kiss. I want you there after graduation. When I told all my friends you were sick. And everyone came around and said how proud you must be that I was valedictorian. You didn't even know that, did you?
You didn't even tell me.
I don't want to tell you. I want you to know. I want you to care. I want you to be something you never were. A mother that can hold my hand and say I love you and mean it. I just wanted to love you. I wanted to love you.
Jean, I do love you. Oh, honey, I love you with all my heart. I love you.
The purpose of this little gathering is to try and determine what transpired this evening. First of all, Lily, you came into this very room and removed the tape in question from this boar's head. You then had a close call with Gina in the atrium. Later, you made arrangements to meet her at the beach snack bar. You still had the tape in your possession. I don't think anyone here, with the possible exception of Ted and Haley, will deny knowing at least that much.
Oh, why, I'm letting you subject us to this. Come on, Sophie.
Please sit down, Dad.
Darling, let him finish.
Now, where was I? Oh, yeah, the facts. I arrived at the beach snack bar just before 7:40 this evening. As I walked toward the bar, I heard a gunshot. I then heard footsteps coming from behind me. It was very foggy, but I turned and managed to get a glimpse of a woman leaving the scene. That would be you, Sophia. Unfortunately, you chose a muddy escape route, accounting for those telltale footprints. I tried to follow you, but immediately heard the sound of breaking glass behind me. I turned toward it and saw the silhouette of a tall man leaving the scene. That would certainly account for your cut hand, Dad. I've already established that I saw Keith's car speeding away from the scene.
In pursuit of Sophia.
That has also been established.
What about Lily?
I didn't actually see Lily, but thought I heard her heels clicking on the walk. I didn't actually see her, though, and can't testify to that. But any one of the four of you could have killed Gina. Since you've been gracious enough to give us the use of this room, Dad, we'll start with you. After all, you had the most powerful motive for wanting her dead. If you could retrieve that tape, not only would you be able to clear your daughter of a murder charge, but you wouldn't have to marry the hated Gina. You had one of your guns from your extensive collection, just in case Gina was going to be difficult. Gina arrived and you confronted her. You'd somehow gotten the tape from Lily by then, and she taunted you with it as only Gina could, until she realized you were serious.
You're a viper. You're a parasitic creature that should be exterminated. And no one in Santa Barbara blamed me for killing you.
Don't do anything stupid, Cece. I was going to give you the tape all along. I was just playing with you, that's all.
I think you better give it to me. I won't hesitate to use this.
During the struggle with Gina, you lost possession of the tape. You came back to get it and saw me kneeling over the body. You waited for me to go for the tape. You struck me over the head, took the tape, dragging the body away.
Oh, Mason, that's a damn lie. You know I didn't kill Gina.
Not a lie, Dad. It's a hypothesis. There's a difference, isn't there, Keith?
I used to think so.
So why don't you tell me your version of the story, Dad?
All right. I did go down to the beach bar. I knew Lily was there. And you told me that she had the tape. It was a very foggy night. And I couldn't see much out there. I didn't see anyone. And then I heard some noise. Well, I didn't know what it was. So I started to go towards the noise, and I heard a shot. I went towards the sound of the shot. And I saw Gina lying on the floor. I glanced around with the tape, but I couldn't find it. And then I heard the noise. I thought it was some people or something. I didn't know what it was. So I turned around, I took off, and I banged into a table with some glasses on it, so I got cut my hand. But I didn't kill Gina.
That's an interesting story. If we are to believe it, then logic would point us in the direction of the person with the second strongest reason for wanting Gina dead. And that would have to be you, Sophia. You went to the beach snack bar hating Gina maybe more than you ever had before. And that's saying a great deal. Perhaps you took a gun from Dad's collection. You managed to get one somehow. You didn't waste any time in telling Gina that you wanted the tape. You said you wouldn't allow her to punish Kelly, and you wouldn't allow Dad to.
I will not allow Cece to be forced into marrying you.
I may be forcing him into marrying me, but I won't have to force him into my bed, Sophia. I'm sure Cece is telling you he's not going to touch me and that he's dreading spending those 6 months away from you. But I hope you're not buying it. After all, Cece and I spent a lot of time between the sheets in the past. And I'm sure once we're married, he'll once again get hungry for the taste of a real one. Shut up! Oh, what's wrong? Did I touch a nerve? Give me the tape. Go home, Sophia. Maybe you can dig up an old boyfriend. That way you won't have to sit alone in front of the fireplace and imagine what Cece and I are doing in the comfort of our own home.
You're despicable, Gina. Give me that tape or I'll kill you, I swear.
Drop dead, Sophia.
And Gina fell, mortally wounded. You rushed away and then stopped, realizing that you didn't have what you'd come there for. You returned to the scene and saw me kneeling over the tape. You then struck me over the head with the butt of the gun that you had used to kill Gina.
Haley, I did not kill Gina. I couldn't. I didn't even see her. I knew she was going to be there, Drove down to the beach bar. As soon as I got out of my car, I heard a shot. And I ran because I thought maybe someone had shot her.
A fear that turned to fact.
Well, I know I shouldn't have run. I know I shouldn't have left. But if someone had seen me there, I know how it would have looked.
You're not getting anywhere, Mason. You know that, don't you?
Oh, bravo, bravo, bravo. You got us exactly where you want us. You got us all in the defensive.
It's interesting that you should be the one to approve of my methods, Keith. Because of all the people here, I don't think there's any question that you're the one most capable of cold-blooded murder. Another hypothesis. After all, Keith, you had recently discovered that it was Gina who had framed you and cost you the DA seat, the power base that you thrived upon. You couldn't trust her to guarantee you a piece of the action after she married Dad, so your only hope was to get hold of that tape. You confronted her. Once Gina saw the gun, she responded in her inimitable fashion.
They say men that have to carry weapons around are really compensating for something they're lacking in.
The only thing I'm lacking in is the tape. Hand it over.
Come on, it's exciting to see you acting so manly and forceful. Why don't we go back to your apartment and you can show me if you're faking it, big boy?
First the tape. I'll hide it in some nice, safe place. Then we'll decide what to do afterwards, Doc.
Nobody's going to get this tape, Keith.
I am.
Oh, think of all we've meant to each other.
Okay.
You heard noises and ran, jumped into your car, and sped away. You didn't remember the tape until you were well away from the scene. By then, it was too late to go back.
But then who hit you over the head and ran off with the tape?
That's what you're here to find out.
You are so full of it. You just glory in this Perry Mason act, don't you?
But you did hate Gina, didn't you?
Of course I did. I hate everybody. I hate CC. I hate Mason. I hate Cruz Castillo. I'm not even sure I like you. I'd have to be Rambo to kill everybody in this town that I hate. But I wouldn't have started with Gina. I was there. I heard the shot. I jumped into the car and went after Sophia, who came here.
And that's it?
Not quite. No, I did see someone else run off after I heard the shot. You.
Lionel, I didn't just know, CC. I had an affair with him.
I figured.
Well, it was very brief and not very significant for either one of us.
You know something? I am aware that you knew other men before me. I think I can handle it.
Even CC?
That was a long time ago, right? You know something? I disagree with Jane. I think people can change. I know I have. I think you have. Because what I see before me is a loving, sincere, and very beautiful woman who looks absolutely sensational in this life, and to whom I am drawn more and more and more.
I was at the beach bar. No one else was there, so I called Gina. I wanted to give her the tape. I've been wanting to give it to her since the moment I got it from this room. But you all kept getting in my way. Finally, Gina got there. And I gave her the tape, and I left. I didn't hear a shot. I didn't even know Gina was dead until Mason told me.
And you were prostrate with grief for all of about 5 minutes. Now you seem very philosophical about the possibility that your mother's dead. Could that be because you're lying, Lily? You should have listened more carefully. You could have come up with a better story. Keith has already stated that he saw you running away after the gunshot.
And I'll testify to that. I think Miss Light here murdered her mother, and she has the videotape.
I love my mother in my own way. And I didn't murder anyone.
All over the Baltimore area, people are winning cash just by watching Magnum. Coming up next, your chance to win too. Watch Magnum and win right here on Channel 2.